Ci sono ancora orizzonti da esplorare nel design?
Do we still have horizons to explore when it comes to nautical design? Of course. For example, trying to blend the sportiness of a Maxi rib with the elegance of a yacht. This was done by Carlos Vidal, who designed Imagine 130 for ZAR Formenti. This Italian shipyard has always challenged the classicism of inflatable boats with alternative solutions, but it had never made anything this impressive. Don't you call it rib or inflatable, because it is much more than that, starting with the motorization. 2 Mercury V12 outboards with 600 horsepower each. It even has a hangar with a tender. The hardtop is not just a simple cover, but is an integral part of the stylistic project, and it's made entirely of carbon, for obvious technical reasons. The cockpit is a magnificent and very pleasant area, sheltered from the sun and partially protected on the sides. It is very welcoming, with tables and sofas that encourage you to sit down for lunch or to chat. The sound system is of a high standard. The backs of the sofas are also the headrests of the sun pads. The swimming platform is reached through a teak-lined passageway. For boarding from the sides, there are platforms above the tubulars. The galley cabinet is equipped with 2 refrigerators, drawers, induction hobs, and obviously a sink and many cup holders.
L'intera costruzione è realizzata con resina vinilestre in...
The whole boat is made by vacuum-infused vinyl ester resin, and even the simplest elements are very solid, and there is no plexiglass, only glass.
Sul passavanti non trovo corrimano.
On the walkway there are no handrails, but I can hold on here, and as I move forward, the side rises, yet I still feel safe.
Solitamente il ponte di prua è
Usually the foredeck is an exposed area that is not very safe in navigation. However, on Imagine 130, they have found a way to make us comfortable, even in this area. The handrail inserted between the side and the sofa is beautiful. You can't see it, but it's there.
Non si vede, ma c'è.
The tubulars have dimensions in line with the size of the Maxi rib, a diameter of 76 centimetres, and are divided into as many as 8 independent air chambers. Below deck there are 3 separate areas: the double cabin with a wardrobe, storage space and 5 skylights, another aft berth for 2 people, and the bathroom with a separated shower cubicle.
Tre poltrone di pilotaggio con sedile e schienale anatomico sono una...
3 pilot seats with anatomic seat and back are a perfect station. We have a glass windshield and side flaps that protect against wind entering this area and allows me to steer properly. I would have preferred a slightly narrower pillar so to have a smaller blind spot.
Per avere un angolo cieco inferiore. In plancia, 2 display della Garmin.
On the dashboard, 2 17-inch Garmin displays on which I can control absolutely everything. And if over time you add something to your setup, it's not a problem because you can always find it here on the displays.
Lo trovate sempre qui sugli schermi. Cosa potete aggiungere a un gommone come
What can you add to an inflatable boat like this to feel truly satisfied? 2 Mercury V12 engines with 600 horsepower each.
Avrei preferito provarlo in mare, ma ci sono alcune caratteristiche di...
We're at the lake, yet I would have preferred to test it out at sea. However, there are some features of this hull that make me think it will perform very well on the waves. The sharp stem is a ZAR Formenti trademark that works great on smaller boats, let alone this one.
E quindi figuriamoci su questo. Ho ridotto il gas perché volevo capire qual è la minima velocità di planata, quella alla quale sarete...
I reduced the gas because I wanted to figure out what is the minimum planing speed, the one at which you will be forced to proceed when you run into a difficult weather situation. And I have to tell you that even at 11 knots, these engines push very well because they have 2 propellers each, and in acceleration, they make us gain an impressive speed.
Ci fanno guadagnare velocità con una rapidità impressionante. Velocità di crociera di 25 nodi, occorrono circa 5 litri.
At a cruising speed of 25 knots, it takes about 5 litres per mile. How dynamic they are, how powerful they are, especially when they shift from first to second gear. It's as if they push you on, on your behind, but powerfully.
Sì, dietro, ma molto forte. Ora immaginate di navigare in crociera a 40 nodi.
Now imagine you're cruising at 40 knots. The trim is perfect. I barely gave a bit of trim, about 15%.
15% circa. E il consumo di carburante?
Fuel consumption is always the same as before, 5 litres per mile. At a cruising speed of 40 knots, just think how many miles you can cover in a short period of time, and so comfortably.
Tempo così confortevolmente. Ok, abbiamo parlato anche troppo.
Okay, we've talked too much. It's time for action.
50 nodi, 6.000 giri.
50 knots, 6,000 RPM. I give a little trim.
Ora sì, ora li sento gridare.
Oh yeah, now I hear them roar. Okay, a little more trim. There's a bit of a wave here, but you can't feel anything.
Non si sente nulla. Siamo a 54 nodi. 55.
We're at 54 knots, 55. We're going to try veering. Maybe I'll keep a hand on the throttles, because veering at this speed, it can be risky.
Il progettista si è preso un bel rischio nel disegnare una carena così complessa, perché ha i pattini.
The designer took quite a risk in designing such a complex hull because it has spray rails, it has steps, and it has side tunnels. There are 3 steps, so we have 4 portions of the hull that have a different setup, different support and different width. In short, it's very complex, but it works very well, especially beyond a certain speed.
Soprattutto oltre una certa velocità. In rotta, in virata.
When on course and when veering, it is fantastic.
Siamo arrivati in una zona del lago.
We arrive to an area of the lake where the wind is very strong and there are waves. Now let's put it back to the test.
È fantastico come tiene la rotta.
It's great how it holds the course. We're at 55 knots. Actually, we've exceeded that number.
Oh, li abbiamo superati. No! 57!
Oh no, it's 57 knots. It's a record.
Record!